sends us into Judge Napolitano land.
Hello,
everybody.
Jamie. How are you?
I know to you I may look old. Hope this statement ain't too bold, but here comes the judge. Here comes the judge.
Yeah, lots going on there, Judge Napolitano. How are you, my friend?
I'm well, my dear man. How are you?
I am doing great and looking forward to talking to you about, well, not only the upcoming hearing for Jeff Sessions, but also this idea regarding the so-called Muslim ban. If you could lay it out for us, I just try to explain to folks that, you know, the powers of the president are uncomfortably broad to a certain degree, contrary to what people are believing when it comes to what the president can and cannot do in determining who comes into this country and who doesn't.
Well, the president can't make a decision on the basis of religion. He can certainly make a decision on the basis of danger to the country, and he can certainly make a decision on the basis of health, and he can certainly make a decision on the basis of geography. I don't know where President Trump is going to go on this, but I suspect that once he does make these announcements, they'll avoid the constitutional pitfalls. The religion thing is very complex. You can't make a decision based on religion. You also can't interrogate a person on the basis of their religion to find out exactly what they believe, because the same amendment that prohibits you from making a decision on the basis of religion prohibits what's known as entanglement, which is too much contact between the government and a person's religious views. My advice to him would be, if you have evidence that a group of human beings that wants to come here is dangerous to the American way of life or dangerous to the health, safety, welfare, and morality of the American people, you need to make the decision to bar them, A, temporary, and B, not based on religion. That would avoid the constitutional pitfalls.
Okay, well, let me ask you this, because I know there are a lot of people out there who are slightly surprised at the answer, and it's not that I would want an environment where we just ban people on the basis of their religion, but the question that I ask is, how is it that a person who's not even a citizen of this country and who lives and exists in another country, how is it unconstitutional to keep that person out of this country under any circumstances? Meaning, how does that person have any constitutional rights when they are not citizens and are not even here?
Well, the Constitution protects rights that pre-exist, doesn't create the rights. So every human being, as far as the American government is concerned, has the free exercise of religion. So once a person comes in contact with the American government, whether it's in Baghdad or Berlin or Baltimore, the American government has to respect that person's religious views. That's the restraint that the First Amendment imposes on the federal government, wherever the government is, and no matter who the person is with whom the government is coming in contact. So this applies to prisoners at Guantanamo Bay, prisoners that we may have at American military facilities in foreign countries, people seeking asylum at American consulates in foreign countries. The First Amendment doesn't create the right. It recognizes its preexistence in all humans, and it prevents the government from interfering with the right. Same thing could be said with respect to freedom of speech, freedom of travel, privacy, and the other rights that are generally articulated by the first 8 amendments.
Very interesting. Now, okay, what happens here, Judge, where the argument is made, and I've heard the argument made before, that radical Islam is a political structure more than it is a religion, and that could an argument be made that it is more of a political structure in its manifestation in certain countries than a religion?
You could actually make the argument that it is a political structure masquerading as a religion. Now, that would require a public policy statement by the Congress and acceptance by the court, something that I don't think would be too difficult to obtain in this environment. That would free the president to make more decisions and to characterize harm to the United States in ways that the present president would never have done.
Interesting. All right, so I guess briefly, have you thought about this? Be the beginning of this hearing on the appointment of Jeff Sessions as for Attorney General?
Yes, I have, and Mrs. Clinton is going to be front and center, even though she's obviously not going to be in the room, because Sunday night during the Giants-Packers game, the FBI released another 300 emails, and these emails are emails that she sent to her non-government colleague, Sid Blumenthal, and the FBI released evidence that Blumenthal was, in fact, hacked by foreign intelligence services, two unfriendly to the United States, Russia and China, one friendly to the United States, the Israelis. This vindicates the argument that Donald Trump made back in October, that she has exposed state secrets to our enemies. She laughed at that. Turns out he was right, she was wrong. This also vindicates a similar argument made by rogue FBI agents. I say rogue because they disagreed with the decision of their boss, Director Jim Comey, not to seek an indictment of her. But this ratchets up the case for prosecution because it shows real and palpable harm. And it's going to be on the desk of Jeff Sessions as soon as he's confirmed. And he's probably going to be asked about it today or tomorrow. What will you do with this new evidence? I mean, you can't make this up. I don't know if these FBI agents who posted this on an FBI website that literally during the Giant-Packer game on Sunday night, I don't even want to talk about the outcome of the game, but while the game was going on, if they timed it to coincide with Jeff Sessions' hearing or not, it certainly seems as though they did, and they've succeeded in generating a debate about this.
Wow! So you think
the email stuff was over? It's not.
Interesting. So you think they'll ask him about that, but they'll also probably ask him about immigration policy that we just discussed there, and also, of course, about the 1986 situation.
Well, they're going to have to ask him about that because, he's a conservative Republican, white Southern male.
Right.
And the left likes to paint a person like that. The person could be John Paul II, but they're going to paint a person who has those characteristics as a racist. It's a horrific thing to do. It's a tar that's difficult to get off your skin. But there is no evidence of racial animus in his public life in the past 30 years. I don't know if he made these statements 30 years ago, but I've interviewed him 12 times. I've spoken with him a half dozen times in private. He's absolutely qualified by head, heart, temperament, education, and experience to be Attorney General.
You think they'll also ask him his position on the loss of the Crimson Tide to Clemson? Do you believe that they'll...
He's not going to be happy about that. He's a graduate of the University of Alabama.
I told people today, I gave them a travel tip. I said, don't go anywhere near Alabama today. They're not in a good mood.
Right. Where are you? It sounds like you're out in the cold somewhere.
I am in Columbia, Missouri, post-inauguration of our incoming new outsider governor, Eric Greitens, in Jefferson City. We just happen to have a studio here in Columbia that we use. So I'm in Columbia, Missouri. Last night was at the Missouri State Capitol celebrating along with our new governor.
That is not the studio where you and I ran into each other 100 years ago during a blizzard, is it?
No, not that one. But I remember those days, my friend, and you are the best.
Same here. It began a lifelong and wonderful and very rewarding friendship.
No doubt about it. I love you, Judge Napolitano. God bless you, and thank you so much for being with us.
Right back at you. Until next week, Jamie.